But those first few times you trade, those 5 minute candles, where you can watch if the market is gaining points or losing points, those are the fastest minutes I think I've ever seen on Earth. When did it start to slow down for you?
I think it's like with anything else, when something's new to you, right? It shows up different.
Yeah.
At this point, I understand that 5 minutes is 5 minutes. So
Yeah.
5 minutes is actually not fast or slow. It's 5 minutes, right? So you're telling it it's fast or too long or whatever, but it's 5 minutes, right?
Yeah.
And so that's number one, right?
About 90 seconds for me. I was like,
right?
oh my God, where do I push everything?
And then number two, now what it does, what a candle does in the 5 minutes, that's where the difference comes in at. How many points it moves, that has to do with the volume, that has to do with the buying, the selling, that's where that time of day, you know what I'm saying? All that plays a part. Which index that you're on, because that's another thing I loved about this level of trading. I don't have to go search out stocks, individual stocks. We're trading the whole fucking market.
Yeah. Yeah, you good. You good, man. Come on now. You're
I know how you know what I mean.
Come on. Ladies and gentlemen, you have reached the East Oakland part of the section, and now this interview is going to go a little different.
I just want to respect it though, but
yeah.
at the end of the day, we only were trading the major indexes, right? So that's the Russell 2000 that most people never even heard of.
Yeah.
The Dow Jones, the S&P 500, and the NASDAQ. So when you're buying contracts, you determine which one of these you want to be on. Now, the NASDAQ and the Dow Jones, they like cousins. They are the ones that can move hundreds and hundreds of points in a trading session.
Right.
And the S&P and Russell, it seem like they cousins. They don't move in the hundreds. They move in the 20 and 30s, and they don't move as much. Even though they will have their days, they can get up in the 70 and 80s, but for the most part, they're going to do 30, 40 points within a trading session or whatever. But the Dow and the NASDAQ is a lot of points. And each one of those contracts, right, have, depending on where your bankroll is at, allows you to trade depending on which, where you want to be at on it. And so the thing about I like there's options, right?
Yeah.
And not options contracts, but you can get into this game and trade at a minimum to learn, where you couldn't do that before 2019. Right. So to be able to get a contract that's worth $5 a point, right, is phenomenal. Because when you are learning and you're wrong about trades, you're only costing you $5 a point. You know what I'm saying? Or you can do $2 a point, even 50 cents a point, right? And you're learning, right? So that to me is fascinating, because before it was all or none.
Yeah.
And so that to me, the entry point, like you said, the barrier to get in, like, of course, if you've never been in, you probably don't understand it. But once you get on this side and you see where the options were, the opportunities were, and how they were reserved for those who had higher, deeper pockets.
Yes.
And now you can get in and learn this skill. And then when your pockets do get deeper, or you start leveraging money from other places, now that you know how to grow your own money, because really what it boils down to, we got to keep our money in motion.
Right.
So I don't care where your money is at. If it's standing still, right now at the time of this recording, right? We talking about inflation. I gave my 16-year-old son, $100 the other day, because he was like, he had no money in high school, right? So I think I'm giving him $100 just to lace his pockets. This fool's next day, he showed me he go to the gas station, 9506 for his car. Right. So like, he like, thanks, Dad. Right.
Right.
So he have a full tank, but I'm like, damn, like I just didn't trip. Like I'm thinking 100, probably let him get some gas money and a couple of dollars to eat for that. Just like that.
It was either or.
So your $10,000 sitting up in the brown paper bag or in the bank somewhere last year is not the same 10,000 this year. So the goal is to find ways to move your money. And a lot of people go the safe route, and rightfully so, with the 401ks and things of that nature for the long game. But the reality of it is, when you sign up for your 401k, they ask you a question that you probably don't remember because you wasn't tripping. And they say, you want to go moderate, conservative, you know what I mean? Like they gave you options, like Because what they're saying is we got somebody that's going to play with this money. How you want us to play with it and how investing. And that's really what, and they take all of the 401k money and the life insurance money and the bank money. They got people who do hedge funds, right? People who play this game on a higher level.
Yeah.
Right. And then when they make profits or not, then they divvy the money back up in smaller portions. It's the same thing. You just being your own kind of hedge fund. Like, I'm gonna take your own money, right? And then you're gonna wait for opportunities to grow that money. So when I look at whatever money I have in my brokerage account, that money would not have an opportunity to grow just sitting in the bank.